Hi, welcome to this GCSE physical education video on the planes of movement. Now this is a topic that everyone gets a little bit nervous about, but actually it's quite simple because there aren't too many parts to it and there are never too many questions on the exam. So I'm going to go through the three main planes of movement and rotation for you. So the first plane of movement we're going to look at is called the sagittal plane. And the sagittal plane divides the body from side to side. So S for sagittal, S for side to side. It kind of divides your body left and right. And what this plane allows is it allows forwards and backwards movement and rotation. So it's almost like a corridor that you can go forwards and backwards along, moving or rotating along that forwards or backwards corridor. Okay, so there's an arrow, it shows you the movements you can make, and that can also be rotations. And it can be rotations of part of the body as well. So if you lift your hip up, that would be sagittal plane movement. So sporting examples are a front or backward somersault or a racing, diving, swimming, because you're going forward and you're rotating forward as you go into the water. And in a somersault, you do a full turn of the body to land back on your feet, either forwards or backwards. Now the movements are flexion and extension of the hips, knees and elbows, and plantar and dorsiflexion of the ankles. Because if we stood in this anatomical position and we lifted our leg at the hip, we'd be going forward in that plane. So in this clip you'll see a gymnast doing a double back somersault on a trampoline, and that will be in the sagittal plane. So there he goes, travelling through the sagittal plane twice to come back down. Even the tuck jump there was in the sagittal plane. So the next plane is called the horizontal plane, or other examples call it the transverse plane, but Edexcel call it the horizontal plane. Now, in the horizontal plane, imagine a sheet of glass dividing the body top and bottom, okay? And the movement it allows is rotation. Almost imagine that you're in a tube, so the length of your body can rotate inside that tube. So it rotates the length of the body, and the sporting examples could be as simple as a half twist or a full twist in trampolining, because it doesn't have to be the full movement. It could be when you do a turn in football, so you change direction, or a pivot in netball because you're turning your body. Okay, and it allows rotation at the hip, rotation at your shoulder joint and neck, and also at the radius and ulnar joints. Okay, so just a small amount of rotation can occur in those joints, or a full rotation of the whole body, or a part rotation of the whole body. So in this video, you're going to see Johan Cruyff perform a Cruyff turn, and you'll see him twice move in the horizontal plane. He's going to move 180 degrees to outwit his defender and get round him. So he quickly turns his body to be facing the other way to get round his defender. And the last plane we're going to look at is called the frontal plane. Now the frontal plane divides the front of your body and the back of your body, and this allows sideways movement. So it allows movement to the side and either side. Okay. So in sport, a cartwheel is a really good example because you go sideways along that frontal plane. Okay, imagine a pathway or a corridor you can go along where you can only go sideways along that corridor. That's frontal plane. Also a goalkeeper diving sideways to save a ball, or maybe in trampolining or gymnastics or circuit training, a star jump or a straddle jump is also in the frontal plane, where you're doing abduction and adduction of the hips and the shoulders. Okay, in this clip, you're going to see someone moving in the frontal plane, and you're going to see a gymnast doing a straddle jump, and you'll see them move their arms and their legs in that frontal plane. out to the side in abduction and then in adduction. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope that's helped. My next one will link to this one, and that will be on the axes of movement and how they link to the planes.